Hey, what's up, Shadowguns? AWOL here. In this video, I'm going to talk about whether you should buy an NVIDIA Shield TV. Green screen took out the green part at the NVIDIA logo. An NVIDIA Shield TV to play Android games. It is a tiny little console that plays Android games. I'm playing on it right now. The gameplay you're watching right now is a brand new game, Shadowgun War Games. It comes with the controller, the console, and a little remote kind of Apple TV style remote. But what we're talking about today primarily is, should you play video games on this thing? So right now I'm playing a game that is primarily a touchscreen game, Shadowgun War Games. It's a first-person shooter game similar to Overwatch, if you're not already familiar with it. Most people on my channel are. And it's very competitive. And it's designed essentially to be an esports game down the road. And so one thing that's interesting about buying something like an NVIDIA Shield TV, essentially a mobile gaming console. I know that sounds ridiculous to some of you guys. You're like, what, a mobile gaming console? Are you freaking serious? Yeah, I kind of am freaking serious. And one of the reasons why I'm serious about it is you get the option by having a console of doing a wired internet connection and of using a controller and having dedicated hardware specifically for that game that's not being used for any other purposes like calls or WhatsApp or Twitter or Instagram or anything else. You're just only using all of the resources of the console just to play the game. Now, this is a brand new game, so I didn't want to show you Shadowgun Legends right now, an older game that was optimized for this console. This is a brand new game, and this is just straight up PvP, which is going to be some of the most demanding, in terms of latency, in terms of hardware, in terms of optimization. This is a brand new game that literally just launched a couple weeks ago, and you guys can see the performance and the graphics capabilities of this console for games that are optimized for it, which is this is one of them. This is by a developer named Madfinger Games. I would say that the biggest disadvantage to an NVIDIA Shield TV, if you're deciding to buy one, there's a link in the description below if you want to play on a controller like this and you want to play games kind of on your TV in your living room. You can plug this thing in anywhere. There's an HDMI jack. I'm currently playing on an esports style Asus monitor right now. But if you want to play games in that kind of format, chilling on the couch, mobile games on a giant monitor on your TV, whatever, this is probably your best option out there. Unfortunately, this is a huge caveat for this system. Unfortunately, every single mobile game on Android is not available. So that's something that you guys need to know. This is not just straight up like an Android gaming console that has every Android game. It only has a select few Android games available for it, which is a major disadvantage of this system to play video games. So that's something that I need to put out there right up front before you go buying this thing. For example, yesterday, I ended up looking, I was like, oh, cool, I busted out my NVIDIA Shield TV again because I'm into this game. And I'm like, oh man, I would love to maybe play Brawl Stars on there. Brawl Stars with a controller, maybe you could use both of the control sticks and you could really have some fun, right? Playing some Brawl Stars on there, and I don't know, maybe it'd be cool to chill on your couch and play it on the big screen, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, that game's just straight up not available. And so, limited game selection is an issue. All right, one other thing that's really, really interesting about this console is NVIDIA's going the kind of cloud gaming direction with their company. And so what that means is that they are making it so that if you use GeForce Now or NVIDIA Now or whatever that streaming service is going to finally be called when they're really, truly rolling it out, service, if you buy games on that, any of those games, or if you buy games and play them and have them on Steam, you can actually play those games through a streaming service right here on the NVIDIA Shield console, AAA games. So if you go look through the games menu here, there's a bunch of AAA games that are already on that GeForce Now or NVIDIA Now service, whatever the hell it's called, that you can just straight up stream to this console, similar to something like Google Stadia. So not only can you play Android games on this thing, a limited selection of Android games, but you can play those streaming games that are coming out in that NVIDIA streaming service, which is also super interesting. So we have to, oh, come on. Is this a bot? No, this is a bot. He's not turning in the flag. But one other thing to note is that the console is 4K. So if you have a 4K TV, you can definitely play 4K on here, no problem. And outside of gaming, you're looking at having it be like a full-blown media console. So, you know, think of like Apple TV or Samsung TV or any of those other kind of similar hardware that's out there on the market. This hardware does all of those things. So Disney Plus, Netflix, YouTube, all that stuff is all available here on this console. So in addition to it being a gaming machine, potentially a tiny little gaming console next to your TV, next to your computer, next to your PC monitor, it's also a full-blown media machine with all the apps, all the normal ones that you would want are all on here. So that's kind of like an extra bonus if you're looking for something like that. So overall, I would say that it's an interesting piece of hardware. It's a couple years old, so it's not the most, let's say, brand new hardware out there or most powerful hardware. It's a couple years old, but the whole point of me showing you this brand new game that just launched and maybe isn't even fully optimized is that you can play some of the most gorgeous Android games on this thing. It's running on the console, no problem. And, you know, you see it. You see the graphics right here. You see this is live gameplay of me playing the game. So the console is able to deliver this level of graphical fidelity in a little box. So if you're interested in buying it, link in the description below. It is an Amazon affiliate link. So what that means is if you end up buying this console using my link, I get like a tiny percentage commission off of that. But I want it to be clear that I am not sponsored by NVIDIA. I bought my NVIDIA Shield years ago and made like 100 Shadowgun Legends games on this thing. And I just busted it out again recently, and I was like, I don't know, is this hardware out of date? Another creator making videos about this particular game, streaming using his. I'm like, I don't know, is this hardware still relevant? Is it still working well? You see it right here. It's working amazingly well, and they just upgraded the interface and added a bunch of apps and what have you. NVIDIA Shield TV, should you get it? If it has the games that you're interested in, yes. If you need a media machine, yes. If you want to kind of play Android games on your couch and it has the Android games you want, yes. And if you're interested in this new streaming service that NVIDIA is offering and you want like a console, kind of like a little mini console to plug in your TV in your living room or whatever to play games and stream on it, then yes. But keep those caveats in mind I just told you about a moment ago about the limited game selection, and also, just really the main caveat is the limited game selection and support for your particular mobile game may not be available on this console right now. Cool, linked in the description below if you want to buy it. Otherwise, thanks for watching and subscribe for more mobile gaming content right here on AWOL Digital. Adios, amigos.